Meanwhile, the Supreme Court, in a 6-3 ruling, paving the way for Alabama to pursue a new congressional map. It's designed to give Republicans an edge. Former Deputy Attorney General John Yoo and former White House Deputy Chief of Staff Karl Rove are here. I'll talk to you about the constitutionality of all this in a second, John, but first to Karl. Will Republicans get the edge they are seeking with this?
Oh, absolutely. What we're talking about here is the 2nd District of Alabama, which was drawn explicitly to create a majority-minority district. That is to say, a district in which a majority of the voters are black. And it runs literally from the eastern border of Alabama to the western border of Alabama, taking in part of Montgomery, a big city, but also splitting Mobile. You'll notice it goes down here, and there's a little fishhook that comes into the central city of Mobile. South Mobile County is connected to the rest of the 1st District by Mobile Bay. And so this is you know, you used to have a district that was centered on the southeastern corner of the state, Mobile and Opelika, and then another district centered on Mobile in the southwestern corner. But that's what's going to happen is that district's going to disappear, and these two districts are going to end up being sort of like they used to be. And this will be, both of them will be Republican districts.
All really interesting stuff. However, in the dissent in all of this, in this case, John, Justice Sotomayor noted Alabama violated the 14th Amendment by intentionally diluting the votes of black voters in Alabama. How did you see it?
Justice Sotomayor's dissent, however, is under the standard that was used before the Louisiana versus Calais case, in which the court just came down with a decision in the last 2 weeks saying that lower federal courts can't order states to create black majority districts unless there is a finding of past discrimination. And here's the important part that responds to Justice Sotomayor. You have to show, if you're suing the state, there's not some other explanation. For example, Karl just gave that very strange geography created for that district. What if the old districts had been created just to maximize protection of incumbents, which the Supreme Court said is okay, or was doing it to provide Republicans with a much bigger advantage over Democrats? The Supreme Court said that's okay under the Constitution. And so if the lower court here was saying, no, you have to create this because I think you were really hiding behind Republicans, hiding behind incumbents to really just protect whites, the Supreme Court said you need to really show that that's true. There has to be a high level of proof. You just can't assume it. And if you did, you have to go back and let the state hold the elections under the old map.
Karl, we'll finish off with your thoughts on this media reaction to the Alabama decision. Watch.
The courts are not coming to save you. They're not coming to save Democrats. Republicans aren't going to self-regulate and be good actors here. They're going to take what they can get. They cannot win without rigging it.
Now Alabama gets to go back to its old discriminatory ways.
It took us 50, 60, 100 years to get a voting rights act. Can I just say that the wheels of government move really, really fast when we want to dilute black voting power?
Final thought from you on that, Karl.
Well, look, the court basically said we need to be colorblind. I mean, can you imagine? Insert the word white in there. We want to create white majority districts, or we don't want to dilute white voting power. What the court is saying is you can do it on the basis of politics, you can do it on the basis of geography, you can do it on the basis of community of interest, but you cannot draw boundaries for these districts simply in order to advantage one race over another.
John, Karl, thank you very much. Appreciate you joining us. All right,
You
Bill?
bet. Thanks.